Finally, a home win, a home 2 points for the Vancouver Canucks here at Rogers Arena. Now, full disclosure, I know if you're watching this video, you are likely super excited, super pumped up, and don't worry, I am right there with you, but I have to be transparent in this video right here. I did not watch the majority of this game. It's on a Tuesday, and it was at 7, and I had hockey practice at the same time, so I wasn't really able to go and actually pay attention to the game, so I was like, yeah, you know, a lot of the people that I practice hockey with are not going to be going to the game tonight because the past few games at home have been really bad. So the internal gamble that a lot of my friends had to go through, and it was like, okay, do I miss another practice, or do I go to this Canucks game at home when they're on a 3-game losing streak, and they really haven't looked good in the process? Yeah, you can kind of fill in the blanks there as to what most people chose. And as we were practicing, you know, during our breaks in the scrimmage and whatnot, we were like, okay, what's the score of the Canucks game? And as we had ourselves our updates, we were like, oh gosh darn it, look at that. The Canucks are out shooting the Rangers, but it's 2-0 right here. Adam Fox has had 2 assists on the Rangers' goals. What's going on here, man? The Vancouver Canucks, they're getting power plays, but they're not converting. Oh no, is this one of those games that Rogers Arena people are just going to want to leave and not pay attention to and want to forget the next morning because, man, just the product on the ice, is it really worth it to go out there and pay attention? One of my buddies at practice was like, hey, Lego, are you going to make a video? But yeah, people call me Lego in real life. It's kind of funny. Are you going to make a video about this when you get home? And I was like, you know what? If they play really poorly, if they lose the game badly, and it's not really worth it to invest any emotion into this team, probably not. Because when it comes to these videos, when the team loses and when they do very poorly, if they're really, really bad, then people are amped up, people are psyched, and they're like, okay, we need to go out there and talk about how bad this team is. But if it's pathetically bad, it's like, okay, man, I'm getting sad thinking about it. It's no longer, I want to go and watch a video talking about how bad they are. It's more like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. Like, I'm tired from watching that game. I'll watch the post-game recap tomorrow. And because I have to be in a position where we maximize the amount of output we get for these videos, I was like, yeah, you know, if they lose this game and it's really bad, I'll ask my parents who are watching the game how the game was. If it was bad, like, I'm not going to talk about it. But guess what? I'm talking about it here. So, our 2-minute and 40-second intro is now complete, because you know what happened in this one. The Vancouver Canucks have won on home ice. It's a 3-2 come-from-behind victory off the backs of JT Miller, Conor Garland, Thatcher Demko, Quinn Hughes, and I guess you could say Elias Pettersson too. Now, when it comes to this game specifically, I personally only really stuck around for the last 10 minutes or so, and I got the highlights to all the goals that we saw. So, yeah, the Rangers scored 2 earlier in the game. It was a beautiful passing play on the power play. Fox to Panarin to Zibanejad. You're not going to stop those guys. Adam Fox got paid $9.5 million a season for a reason. Panarin, of course, with the beauty of the pass. He is the most expensive winger in the National Hockey League for a reason too, and he put that on full display in this goal right here. Later on, Panarin gets himself another goal. It is also on the power play. It's a pass from Adam Fox once again. Surprise, surprise. This time, it's really far out of face-off circle, and instead of getting tipped in by Zibanejad or whoever, it's actually tipped in by Tucker Poolman. And that's the 2-0 goal the Rangers score. So, again, I didn't watch the first 2 periods and a bit of the third, so I wasn't really feeling the emotion in this one. I kind of saw the shot charts and everything. Oh, Vancouver's shooting the lights out in this game, but they're just not getting anything to go. And I was thinking to myself, you know, Shesterkin's a really good goaltender, so if he's stopping the Canucks, I would not be surprised in the slightest. However, the third period comes along, and I start getting the notifications on my phone as I'm driving back to what the Canucks are doing out there. Hey, JT Miller scores a goal. We look at the replay, and it's an Elias Pettersson dump in that sends down to Conor Garland on the far goal line. He centers one out, cross crease to Miller, who gets right by the Rangers D and sends it into the goal. It is 2-1. Finally, a 5-on-5 goal right there. That in which the Canucks honestly had, according to the analytics, a pretty good game in this time frame. You then had yourselves, just a few minutes later, it's Conor Garland down low, who's got the puck behind the net. He comes out and peeks over to the near side. He spots a man coming towards the goal. He's got a left-handed shot. Garland to Podkolzin, tape to tape, the one-time shot. It goes right through, short side on Shesterkin. Podkolzin tries to, wind his right hand in the celly, but Shesterkin's, right there in front of him, so he can't really go forward with it. He's forced to go around the goal, and you see him celebrate on a second attempt right there. But it's 2-2 within the span of a few minutes here in the third period. And the Vancouver Canucks, my goodness, this team has tied the game. They've gotten themselves 5-on-5 offense, and it's against a pretty good set of players on the New York Rangers side of things. Now, at this point, I actually get home. I watch the game, I sit down, and I'm like, yeah, okay, they're actually going out there and giving the fans a show. Rogers Arena is buzzing. The crowd is getting up on their feet. They're cheering at every big save Demko was making. And my goodness, in the limited sample size that I watched of this game, Thatcher Demko had to come up huge. The Vancouver Canucks had some pretty bad penalty trouble at the end of the third period, and it was almost like karma because the Canucks had so many power plays earlier on in the game where they just could not get one to go. Igor Shesterkin, man, what a guy. How good of a goaltender is that guy making saves left and right? But then, in the third period, we saw the resilience of the Vancouver Canucks come out here. A resilience that honestly hadn't really been there all too much throughout the rest of this season. It's been 9 games or whatever, and I think this is the first game where the Vancouver Canucks have really clawed back, They fought hard and they fought back to get themselves a dub when you could debate they probably didn't deserve it. It's several penalties in a row. Firstly, it was Nils Höglander holding against Adam Fox. That one was kind of questionable. And the Vancouver Canucks are scrambling in their own net. They're 1 for 3 on the penalty kill at this point, and everybody's like, okay, gosh darn it, the Rangers, man. They're just going to get Fox and Panarin again. They're going to score a goal here. It's going to be 3-2 unless Thatcher Demko can pull out his Hogwarts book of wizardry and make some magic happen here on this shift. And then the Vancouver Canucks took another penalty. It was OEL. Oh boy, the man is coming towards the goal. Out in front, it was Philip Cheadle. Nobody was guarding him. OEL was off to the side and he hooked him. So it's 5-on-3 and it's going to be like that for 30-something seconds. And the Vancouver Canucks then just start scrambling because the Rangers are cycling it around. Demko makes a big stop in the crease. There's 2 Canucks in there. 2 out of the 3 skating Canucks were in the crease in this play. Demko loses his blocker, and he's going out there still making saves, despite the fact that he's got a bare open hand. He's showing his hand to the referee. The referee's like, nah, man, you just got to keep playing. Play through the pain right there. The Rangers still have possession. He makes a scorpion save on his side. He sticks his leg up in the air. JT Miller's trying to play goaltender behind Demko, and immediately after, there was the play where Demko kind of laid down in the stomach and stuck his foot up into the air vertically to get the puck away. There was an incredible sequence of saves here from Demko, and I don't really think there's anything else I can say to drive the point home that, yeah, Thatcher Demko is good when he needs to be good. And we've been seeing this throughout the past few games, that this team is only really given chances to win games in most of the games they play because of this American San Diego goaltender right here, man. What a beauty. And eventually, the Vancouver Canucks kill off the 5-on-3, then the 5-on-4 as well. And it's Quinn Hughes who decides to hold the puck in the defensive zone as the time winds down to 0. We're going to overtime. The Vancouver Canucks have themselves a point on home ice. The fans are going wild because of Demko and just the penalty kill in general. They were able to kill it off after giving up those few power play goals on just a little bit more power play opportunities to the Rangers earlier on in the game. And then we go to overtime. And in this sequence, I want to call out JT Miller in particular, not because of the goal he scored. Spoiler alert, he won the game for us in overtime, but Miller in the overtime defensively was really questionable in my opinion. There was that one play earlier on when Adam Fox had the puck in the corner of the Canucks zone, where Miller just kind of teetered off into the high slot, giving Fox a completely open and unguarded lane right to Demko. Demko, you could kind of read his body language. He was kind of like, what the hell are you doing? Miller, what are you doing? Why is the lane open? Fox came right in, he tried a shot, Demko made the save, and then on the second attempt, you had yourselves Miller, who was in the right place at the right time to steal the puck, and eventually there was a breakaway. Earlier on in the shorthanded shift at the end of the third, though, too, there were a few questionable plays from Miller as well, and I know I don't want to harp on the guy too bad because he scored 2 goals and he was very important, but man, in the remaining parts of this game, JT Miller was giving me the creeps, dude, just with some of the defensive decisions he was making where he was letting the guy take the puck and walk right by him. It was kind of scary. But in the overtime period, it is eventually a play by the Rangers that gets fumbled up in front of Thatcher Demko. Pettersson is right there causing a disturbance. Eventually, it's Quinn Hughes who frees it up. He sends it all the way over to JT Miller, who gets a breakaway on Shesterkin. He tries to go backhand, forehand, backhand, and then it gets saved. It gets stopped up in Shesterkin's pads. He's far out of the net because he slid to try to make that stop. Miller takes the puck, and then he wraps it around. It's in the net. Boom, baby, 3-2 Canucks. That's kind of why I'm making the video over here, because now that the Canucks actually won, now that the fan base is hyped, now that everybody is super excited to see that actually go their way for once, now is the time to make post-game videos at night at 10 p.m. PDT. It's almost PST, by the way, yeah. Daylight savings time, fall back, everybody, eh? But this is one of those games where I'm so happy to actually see the results go their way. And Miller said it in the post-game interview, he feels the team actually did get some good sustained offense at 5-on-5, and this game was probably the best example of that. I mean, you guys finally got goals. Like, the Canucks being last in expected goals for at 5v5 earlier on in the week certainly wasn't a good thing, and I think the team just kind of saw those statistics and was like, okay, we kind of need to break that now. Our team is way too talented to be in that categorization. So talk to me in the comments, what do you think about the Vancouver Canucks finally winning a game on home ice? Their first win in 3 games over here against the New York Rangers. The Rangers got a good team, but hey, the Vancouver Canucks were able to steal one out here tonight. Talk to me in the comments, what do you think? I hope you enjoyed this. What is Rolls and bye.